one of the most interesting things recently, and knowing Adam, I don't know if he did this purposely, but Adam from No Jumper, Adam interviewed some chick named Lil Cece. And if you don't know who Lil Cece is, she promoted or she made the song or she produced, allegedly. There's some people actually saying she didn't. She made the song called Money in the Grave. Be like, yo, money in the grave. Like that Drake song with Drake and Ross. Now, we didn't know she was, well, obviously Drake says on the song, Lil Cece, whatever. So he gave her the name check. But now she's doing interviews, and this is how she looks. And apparently what I also found out, she used to date somebody. There was some drama behind that. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. But she did an interview with Adam, and she talked about Drake, which, no disrespect to her, that's pretty much all we want to hear her talk about. And I'm not going to lie, based on what she said, Drake probably won't be getting another beat from her. I'm going to just keep it a beat with you, okay? Sometimes you got to read the room. And when you're working with people like Drake or even Rihanna or Beyonce or even Nicki, you got to think about their public image when you say nothing about them, okay? Because they're good to just cut people off at any time. Let me see. I think this is her telling the story of how she met him.
You got Drake to follow me? Like, what the hell?
Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay, so the Drake thing.
Mm-hmm.
You met him, well, when did you first meet him?
So I played basketball, right? So he really was a fan of supported one of my teammates at the time. And
this is when you're in high school?
Yeah, in high school. So he was a fan.
Yo, Drake like 37. What you mean? Like, you see, people got to read the room. You can't say Drake was fucking with you or preeing you or checking you out when you're in high school, G. Hey, yo, what's going on?
Fan of women's basketball, high school basketball.
That's another thing. Yo, Drake is a fan of women's high school basketball, G? Yo, what? Bro, just listen to this.
So he was a fan of women's basketball, high school basketball.
And this is when you're in high school?
Yeah, in high school. So he was a fan of women's basketball, high school basketball. I was her teammate, so he followed me because of her. And I was like, oh, shit, bitch.
You tell me, they playing with Drake right here. Nah, stop it. Somebody, we knew this already. Nah, stop it, man. Hey, I know there's some people who want to just believe that every man is like a pedophile or every man is just fucking weird and creepy. And yes, you've been validated because we've seen a couple of people been accused and look like it has bore out to be that they are weird and creepy and pedophiles or whatever. But not everybody's really checking for the high school basketball team for females. Like, come on, bro.
Got Drake to follow me. Like, what the hell? Like, that's so crazy.
Oh, my God.
He followed me, and I lost it. I'm like, I have to meet Drake. Like, I love Drake. I've always.
Is she saying Drake followed her in high school, my G? Now, again, I need one of the meme pages or one of the Drake fan pages tell me this, because y'all know who Drake follow and who he don't follow. Drake follows girls in high school, my G. Come on, bro. Bruv. Like, bruv. Like, bruv.
I love Drake, still love Drake. So basically, he followed me. Maybe a year later is when I built up the confidence to like message him on like some working stuff, because I was 18 when I messaged him. And I DM'd him like, hey, I make beats. Like, can I send you some beats? Like, no. I just wanted him to say my tag. I'm like, you don't have to. It just seems so not realistic.
Oh, Grand Wizard just explained it. Nocta, which is like a Nike brand, sponsors a lot of athletes. So Drake is being a professional. He ain't trying to fuck. He's just being a professional. What the fuck is that talking about? So he might follow some athletes, but he's business, nigga. Business.
For him to get on one of my beats, I was like, can you just say my tag for me?
I mean, in the hierarchy of different things to ask Drake to do, asking him to listen to your beats is he gonna? I don't know, but it's not that big a deal. But then asking him to say your tag is it's kind of like far up on the totem pole because it's kind of like him co-signing your whole existence. If you end up being a serial killer, he's directly looped into that. Like the TMZ headline is going to be the girl that Drake did the beat tag for is a serial killer, you know? And like he's got to kind of be aware of that.
No, yeah, of course. But I just didn't think of it like that. I just thought like, you know, him creating a whole song on one of my beats, like that was just so far out of like my thought range. I don't know, like, but of course it was a goal. I would want that to happen. So he was like, "Is this really you? Is your page hacked?" And I'm like, I had to send a video. I sent him a video of me asking again. I'm like, yeah, it's me. Like, can I please, you know, send you something? Because he was like, oh, send me some shit. But yeah, I had to send a video confirming like my page is not hacked. Right. It is me. I make beats.
But so you sent the beats and he didn't respond at that time?
No, I sent the beats and they were not good at the time. When I was 18, they were not good.
And he told you that?
He didn't respond. So I guess no, he didn't like them. Okay. But yeah, they were not that great back then. So fast forward. What's crazy is I wasn't even supposed to end up at this party. I was asleep. And, you know, parties out here end at like 2. It was like 12 by the time I woke up from a nap.
So you just fell asleep on the couch? You just fell asleep on the couch at the party?
I went to bed. No, I was going to sleep. I was not planning on going out. My friends, my 2 friends, shout out Chanel, she was like, bitch, come to this party. It's so lit. Da, da, da. It was at Poppy. Do you know Poppy the club? Yeah. So I was just like, you know, I'm just waking up. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna go. She's like, no, you have to come. Please come. Like, this is the one event. Please come. Like, please. I was like, okay, whatever. So I get up. I get dressed. I hit one of my other friends that is cool with all the security guards because I already knew it was gonna be. Detail. It was a after party for Grammy after party for Drake and Meek Mill. There's like.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah. She like Ruby Rose. No disrespect. She like Ruby Rose. Oh. Antonio Brown posted a video of her naked in his bed, saying that she stole like some $5,000 from him, and if she ain't returned the $5,000, you about to keep going in. Now I remember the story, so that's her. So remember, Antonio Brown posted him with a girl in bed and say, yo, and he put the thing, he say, yo, she owe me $5,000 if she don't, whatever. That's her. Then also, she used to be dating Lil Bibby, and then she blasted Lil Bibby for leaving her. She said like Lil Bibby was like weird. And Lil Bibby bought like his other bitch a house before he bought his mama a house. I got good memories, so I be knowing all this shit. But yeah, that's her right there. She right there. That's her. Yeah, that's her. That's her.
Like when they first got cool again. So.
Oh, hold on. And if y'all think I'm cappy, I know my memory be immaculate. Sydney, Christine, Lil Bibby. We gonna see the tweets. Yep, she was blasting that nigga. Look. See. She says she was mad because he left her for a white woman or something. She said, my ex really bought a white bitch a whole mini mansion and a nigga himself was living with me. His moms don't even got a house that big. Nigga, are you fucking dumb, bro? That's why your brother has a whole 6-month-old baby his bitch still has no idea about. Whole family just fucked up. Then, yeah. And then she retweets someone and said, you can't trust a nigga who like a white woman. Yeah, this was them right there. Yep. Chat. Yep. I be knowing this shit, man. Why is Adam interviewing her? Dick already small and he want me to share it with other bitches? No, indeed. Hilarious. She said little bitch already small and he want her to share it with other hoes. She says, I can't just be with you and only you. She said, that nigga don't mean shit to me though. She said, bitch is cool would be nothing but a nut to a nigga. What the hell? Whoever talking to my ex need to do a better job. I look way better than you hoes. You have no coal, you're goofy. What type of nigga? You better go live with that white bitch, sir. My ex is a hater, bro. This nigga really poured a bottle of water on my head when I was getting ready. One day, ripped my wig out. The next day, because he ain't want me posting pics on Instagram. He says, I want my nigga to... What the fuck? Oh, this is one of those, huh? All right. And then we saw, you know what I mean, we saw her come back up around Sydney Christine, Antonio Brown. You know, Antonio handling them chicks a little different. Antonio handled, like, obviously we ain't gonna show. Well, here's a picture he posted with her, and it's small. I'm not gonna make it big. He posted this picture with him and her in bed. Then he says, "Ho be capping, playing victim. I'm not the one." Yeah, you know Antonio Brown. He's a hard on hoes, as like he's up there with it. She says, "Please don't do that to me. I'm really sorry." She wasn't apologizing to that nigga posted it on his. You know Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown posted a video of you sucking his dick. That nigga he don't give no fucks. She said, "Please don't do that to me. I'm really sorry. I just didn't like the way you were talking to me. This isn't gonna help anything. What can I do to fix it? Send my money, bitch. $5K or you be exposed." She says, "I will. What's your PayPal?" This is the quickest I've ever heard a girl paying a nigga in history, nigga. This is the quickest I've ever heard a girl forking up the cash. What's your PayPal? We all know bitches don't pay back their debts, especially the niggas. Said, "Ho, you know, stop playing with me, bitch. I'm gonna show you this time." Jesus. This was her right here. Apparently, she ain't fucking Antonio Brown either, though. Like, she was making a beat for his new album type shit. You heard me? She was just making a beat for his album type shit. You feel me? Okay. Now let's hear what she got to say about Drizzy.
Everyone was there. Like, it was packed. Like, outside literally was like a sea of people.
Right.
So I was just like, I already know I'm not going to be able to get in. So I called my friend Kwame. Shout out Kwame. And
Kwame
he
Brown?
knows.
Kwame Brown?
No.
No, okay.
Kwame the Don.
There's got to be other ones.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
he's cool with all of the security guards. And I knew if I go with him, he would just be able to get us straight in. So he got us straight in like I thought. And then we go. I meet up with my friends. And again, I'm like not the super social person. So in the back of this club called Poppy, they have like a smaller club where they have like their own bar,
right,
and like a photo booth. You know what I'm talking about? Have you been there?
I haven't been there, but I heard about the
Okay,
separate
well, yeah,
bar
it's like
thing,
a separate bar and like a separate everything. So
Right.
I went back there. Like, I'm not really like trying to be. It was packed. It was so many people in there.
Right.
All right, man, let's get to Drake, bro.
I'm like looking at them because I didn't want to just turn around. If it's somebody I don't want to talk to, I don't want to acknowledge that I saw them.
Right.
So I'm looking at them and I'm like, who's talking to me? Like, who is that calling my name? But they're just standing there like so in shock, just like just looking like, I'm like, bitch, who the fuck is behind me? Like, tell me who's behind me. Who is this? He ends up like right next to me and I'm like, right along with them. I'm like, oh shit. Like, what the?
You know what's so interesting? It goes back to the yeah, no disrespect to her, and I'm not trying to disrespect her at all. But boring story. Basically, listen, to Mrs. Little CC or whatever your name is, you just made Drake look like a flower. You continue the rumors or the thought that Drake is into kids. Like, if anything, if you were proud about talking to him, you should have thought about that story, not talk about the fact that you were on a high school girls basketball team, knowing the age we're in. Drake is probably not going to hit you up again. Like, no disrespect. He's not going to hit you up to do no more songs. You just made him look like a fucking pedophile. You get what I mean? So everything else you're saying after that, that's the only thing hitting the headlines. Drake is following girls who are playing basketball in high school because he's into high school girls basketball. That's cap. So, again, you know, you probably got to do some fixing up on your side, but it is what it is. But that reaction that she was talking about reminded me of what Drake said. I want to go back and try to find the clip. Remember when Drake was talking to Yachty and he said that he was talking to his therapist, which, by the way, I didn't know Drake has ever had a therapist, but clearly he did. Drake said while talking to his therapist said, yo, his therapist was basically breaking down to him that when he's in the club or when he's in a room, he's the big girl. You get what I mean? Where no matter how beautiful of a girl he's with, or no matter how beautiful of a girl is in that room, when Drake gets in that room, matter of fact, I'll probably try to play it. Drake, Yachty. Which I completely got because
Ever with ill intent, but it's like
Here we go. Let me see. Where is it? Somebody give me a timestamp. Please. Oh, yeah, right here. Mommy Milker's here, yeah.
I had somebody one time be like, it's not necessarily what you're saying.
But yeah, I think it's just like it's time.
Animus love a long time ago. But it's a little more like it's got a little more foundation to it. Our shit is really just a therapist at one point, and he said something. And he was like, it was a really valid point. I'm not really a big therapy guy. I don't feel like I necessarily want the same life as a therapist is trying to pitch me on, which is like some life of like morals and simplicity and those type of things.
Yeah.
Not to say I don't have morals and simplicity, but like I don't need my life to be rooted in like find somewhere to disappear in the world and like disconnect from everybody. That's not really like where I'm headed.
Right.
But I did talk to a therapist one time, and he made this point about being like, no matter what kind of woman you're chasing physically, right? Like you like ass, you like titties, you like he's like, you have the biggest in the room. He's like, you walk into any room and you have just the most gigantic. Nobody can think about anything else other than whatever your gigantic, which is you're Drake. I remember this about this guy. I remember that about this guy. I bet this guy does this. I bet this guy does that. Like all the preconceived notions, they're just like, they can't see past the gigantic tits unless they talk to you. And then they're like, oh, wow, like you're actually like, I mean, your tits are huge, but you're super smart.
Right.
Or like you're really nice and kind.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to that's why I relate to girls with huge tits.
Yeah.
Well,
you made me look.
Her description of that story just reminds me of that. It's like, no matter how beautiful those women are in the room, like when Drake gets next to them, they're all like this. Which is kind of like an interesting dichotomy of what fame is, right? Like Drake is, it's not only just Drake, but it's just fame in general. And obviously there's levels to fame, right? Drake is like just up there, right? Drake is like where Bad Bunny is. Drake is where Rihanna is, right? But like Rihanna already has this beauty which people would already look towards and be like, oh my God, I'm like starstruck, or damn, I'm just so shocked how beautiful she is. With a dude, you really don't experience that. But you get to realize that with some notoriety or maybe some money or some like fame, you become the girl. You get what I mean? And that is very true, because how I've thought about relationships has changed based on how popular I've gotten and how much money I've gotten. Like, I've realized like there's no bitch that's worth wanting if she ain't down to try to get me. You get what I mean? Where as opposed, I used to be on some shit like, yo, you gotta do whatever to compete with these other niggas to go get the chick. That it's just completely different in a sense. So I guess that's a parallel I'm kind of drawing from that.
He was like, Cece, do you still make beats? First,
all right, we don't give a fuck about that. Okay.